Hi guys, it's Nancy, and I have been waiting to do this video with you guys. And I'm going to be showing you the new universal plate system to go with the new 3D folders that are available from Spellbinders. And these will be available in the shop June 14th, you guys. Alright, so first of all, I just want to talk about the basics of a manual die cutting system. So this is the new Aqua limited edition Spellbinders Platinum 6. You're going to fit most everything you need in this machine. Now they have their gold version. This is just a new limited edition color. It's just prettier. But what generally comes with this, and I'll link my unboxing video at the end, is your main platform, and it has the directions here on how to do a die cutting stand, which is basically your cutting plate, your die. Let me grab one here. Okay, your paper, your die, your top plate, and then you would run that through, crank it through, and it will die cut or cut out whatever that image is, okay? So I think that's the majority of what I use mine for, okay? The second thing that we use this platform for are basic embossing folders. So in terms of basic embossing folders, I mean not 3D embossing folders. So if you have a regular embossing folder, like this one here, this is the new one. It's called Party Spots, okay? You would put your piece of cardstock in here. All right, and then for this one, it tells you here for an embossing folder, you're going to use your platform, your embossing folder with paper, and one plate, okay? And you're going to run that through. Okay, and that's a regular, not 3D embossing folder. Okay, there's also embossing shapes if you wanted to do that. And you can see that. That's pretty cool. Okay. And then the third thing is we use this for our glimmer system. If you are doing hot foiling, your glimmer platform feeds through here for hot foiling. Okay, so there's a number of reasons why you're going to want this system. I have an electronic die cutting system, but you still want to have a manual one. Sometimes it's just easier for me to grab the manual one. You can see this one folds up, so I just put it on the floor next to my desk, pick it up when I'm ready, and when you get it out of the box, you get the main platform. You get two cutting plates, which are pretty. You can buy new cutting plates once those start to not get so pretty. And then it comes with a embossing plate and an embossing mat if you want to do embossing. Clearly, I have never done embossing with this. And that's like if you wanted to put decorative designs in your dies without die cutting them. Okay, so on that die I just cut, it did have a little bit of a lip and edge to it right here. So if I would run that through again, you guys would see that would impress that paper a little bit more. That's where you would do the actual dry embossing, which we're not gonna do today or worry about today. Okay, well, the only downside to the system is there really was not any way to do 3D folders, and that's because Spellbinders didn't have any 3D folders. So now, guess what? We have 3D folders. So let me show you guys. And I only picked some of them. I'll try to remember the names. I should have wrote them down, but I didn't. Okay, so first thing you're going to need is, let me move this guy out of the way, is this new platform system. Okay, and this is not just a new universal plate system, but also it's got more layers. Okay, it's longer. So if you are looking to do slimline dies, which is becoming all of the rave, and you want to do longer folders, and even the folder that I just showed you from Spellbinders is a longer folder. So on the traditional plate, you can see it goes edge to edge on that traditional plate. Well, now on the new system here, on the new platform, and this all comes in the box when you buy this universal plate system, it's going to come with a longer platform base. You're going to get a platform top, and these are all layered, or all names, so you understand what they are, okay? You're going to get 2 clear cutting plates. I'm sure they'll come out with nicer, prettier cutting plates in the future, so you're going to get 2 of those, which will last you a little while. You're going to get an adapter plate, and it tells you here, adapter plate. You're going to get a embossing mat, which is that same rubber mat for dry embossing, okay? So instead of it being tan, it's gray, and these are all the longer length. And you're going to get this shim, okay? And it has a note on here. This is not a cutting surface. So you want to be wary when you are using these shims and these things. They say not a cutting surface. You really want to do primarily your cutting on these clear plates. So normally I pick one as my cutting plate and one as my show plate, which is very pretty, right? Okay, so you're going to get all of these in the box. This is going to work with most of your dies, your thin dies, your Spellbinders dies. It's going to work with Sizzix dies. It's going to work with 2D folders, 3D embossing folders. And I'm going to show you what those 3D folders look like, okay? And 2D folders. So we're going to bring our machine back in. And the instructions are printed right on there for you guys. So again, if we were to do that same 2D folder, because this platform is a little thinner, it tells you here how to build a standard embossing folder sandwich, how to build a 3D embossing folder. So normally we would do a base plate, a clear cutting plate. I'm going to bring that same 2D folder in with a piece of paper inside, and you would run this through. But because this platform base is a little thinner, you're going to add column B, which is a platform top to the sandwich, okay? So you're going to add this. So you're going to do A, B, embossing folder, and clear plate. Where on the old system, you would just do platform, embossing folder, and your top plate. But since we're using this new elongated system, you can see how much longer it is. You do need this extra platform top, which is platform top B, okay? And I put my clear one on top, and we're going to run that through. And it's going to be a little tight because I have not used these new plates yet. All right, so that will give us, here's the one I did on the traditional sandwich, and here's the one with the new universal sandwich. Pretty much the same, okay? Now the question is 3D folders. 3D folders. Okay, so for the 3D folders, it states adapter plate, D, embossing folder, and platform base A. So we're going to use platform base A, which is this, a 3D folder, and then adapter plate D. Now, adapter plate D is not a cutting folder. It is that heavier folder here. I'm also going to pull out a cutting plate because I think the cutting plate is slightly thinner. Okay, I've already done some samples for you guys, but I wanted to show you some of the ones that I have here. There are a lot of them being released. I only picked out the ones that I thought I would like. Okay, so this one is called Beautiful Blooms. And again, you can see how long these are compared to your traditional A2 size folders. These are 5.5 by 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5. So if you slimline, folks, this is perfect. Okay, so this Beautiful Blooms 3D folder is going to look like this. And I did this on satin metallic cardstock. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, this next one is called, I believe it's called Leafy. Okay, and again, these are much thicker, heavy duty, longer embossing folders. So Leafy looks like this on foil card. I mean, the dimension, you guys. That's your whole card. You put a sentiment on and you're done. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. I believe the next one is called Tufted. Just this guy here, and it is actually tufted, and I did this on a pink pearl cardstock, and this just reminds me of furniture or a princess card or a wedding card. I mean, look at all of that dimension, you guys. Literally looks like somebody sewed this piece of paper. Okay, so that one's called Tufted. Beveled Diamonds. This one is so cool, you guys. Wait till you see this one. Beveled Diamonds. This is on foil card. Isn't it? Like, it just looks like a funhouse mirrors or diamonds. I mean, it's just very, very pretty. Now, the type of paper you use is going to make a difference as well. Okay, so that one is Tufted Diamonds. And then the last one I have to show you, I believe, is called Circle Illusion. Okay, so let's do that one together with the sandwich system. Now, I did cut those out earlier, just doing the embossing part. So I haven't used this for cutting, obviously. My plates are super clean. I have not used this for dry embossing or anything like that. So let's try those out. So we're going to use our base plate, and then we have our adapter plate D. Let me make sure you guys can see here. Oops. All right. So I'm just going to use a regular piece of paper, and we'll see how this goes. And then I'll grab a piece of pretty, pretty, pretty paper, and we'll see how that goes. Actually, here's a piece of foil card. Okay, so this is just a satin piece of foil card. Now, you may want to spritz the back side of your paper with a little bit of water, so that way you don't have any tearing of your paper. Now, what I like to do is base plate, sandwich my folder inside there, and then do the adapter plate. Now, I found this took a little bit of practice for me to get it to go through. It is a very tight sandwich, you guys. So it may take some practice to get through. And if you're using, it all depends on your machine. This is a fairly new machine for me. Maybe a little easier if you have a machine that's kind of a little older, that's loosened up a little bit. But look at how beautiful. That looks like those tin ceiling tiles. All right. And you can see that's fairly tight because it put some cracks in my paper there, which is why you may want to spritz the paper. But I wanted to try this with the cutting plate. So I think my adapter plate is a little too thick, a little too heavy. So I'm going to try that again. There's another piece of foil card. I'm just grabbing scrap card out of my scrap box there. I'm going to try this with the clear cutting plate and see if I get a little bit better result where it's not as tight. Let me see. Okay, that's not giving me enough pressure to do anything. Sometimes you just need to play around with your systems. Now, I always want you to follow the direction of the manufacturer so that you're not voiding the warranty, but different embossing folders from different manufacturers may warrant you to change your sandwich a little bit. Just be careful. If you start to push this through and it's too tight like this is, don't try to force that. You will damage your machine and damage your plate, so don't do that. So I'm going to go back to the adapter plate like it's supposed to be. But the instructions are printed, you guys. They're printed right here for you. So if you ever forget, just look it up on here. Yeah, so see, that's just a little tight. It did rip my paper. I would probably want to spritz this paper before doing it again. Let me spritz this one. And you're just going to take a little bit of water and spritz the back of your paper very lightly. You don't need to douse it in water. All that water does is it loosens the fibers. You see that little spritz of water I put on there? The water doesn't hurt your embossing folders. It does not hurt your machines. It just loosens your fibers so that when you roll them through, they'll move instead of tearing and ripping. Now that I've done this a few times, it's rolling through a lot easier. All right, so here you can see I used some foiled cardstock. I spritzed the back. I still see a little hairline fracture here, but it didn't nearly go through as badly. So you just want to be careful of the type of paper you're using. And spritzing the water is a huge difference on there. So definitely go check that out. Again, I'll tell you guys the names of the folders here. Now, the system you're going to need, and this will work, this is universal, so this will work at any die cutting system. So if you don't have a Spellbinder system, you don't have to have the Spellbinders. It will work with the Sizzix. It says it works with most embossing machines. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend this in the Gemini or the Gemini Junior because that's a different system. But if you have the older Platinum, if you have the larger Spellbinders Platinum, if you have a Big Shot or a Big Kick, you can give this a try. And again, you're going to get in the Universal Plate System. So it comes in this box, Universal Plate System, which is different from the machine. The machine comes with its own plates. You're going to get the Platform Base, which is Platform Base A. Platform Top, which is B, and it looks like this is used for your standard dies and your regular embossing plates. Okay, you're going to get 2 cutting plates, which are C. You're going to get your adapter plate, which is a little bit thicker plastic. That's D. You're going to get your rubber shim, which is E, and then you're going to get this thinner shim, which is F. Okay, and it will tell you there when you're going to use certain things. I'm trying to see here when it says to use F. It may just be if you just need an extra shim sometimes. Could be. So you're going to get all of that in this box. Okay, and then the new 3D folders are, the ones that I received were Circle Illusion, which is this one here, which is the one that I practiced for you guys. Very pretty. I like all those little circles there. Okay. We have Beveled Diamonds, which is definitely my favorite. It's so cool. We have Tufted. What's this one? Okay, so that's Tufted. We have Leafy. And we have Beautiful Blooms. So these are all the 3D folders. Again, if you're going to purchase these 3D folders, you do need the Universal Plate System. You have to get this plate system to use these 3D folders. You cannot just use these in the regular machine. They will not work. If you want to use regular 2D folders, and again, this one is Birthday something Fun Bubbles. Hold on. This one is called Party Spots. So the 2 regular 2D folders will work in your machine without the Universal Plate System. But in order to use the new 3Ds, you need the Universal Plate System. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, post them down below. I will put my affiliate link down in the description for you guys. If you could please use that. It does not cost you anything extra, but it does give me an extra small commission, so that I can continue buying these things and showing them to you guys. But I want to thank Spellbinders for sending this out to me as part of the design team, and I look forward to the creations that I'm going to make with them. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on embossing. Bye!